All right, guys, I got to tell you, this pisses me off. I go to the underground forum. I've disclosed that to you guys. That used to run our industry, but I'll go there and I'll see those threads, and I mainly just follow what the top ones are, because then I can have my thumb with you guys. Then I know right where you guys are at and what you're thinking. It's a very helpful resource, but there's been a thread that just won't go away. It pertains to Dustin Poirier, as that ties into his fight with Michael Chandler. Now, the theme of the thread, you won't get this from the headline. You're going to have to do a lot of reading like I did. But the general theme, and there's a real consensus on this, is that Poirier's eye is off of Chandler. Poirier never wanted to fight Chandler. What is the evidence of that? The evidence of that is the fact that Poirier tried to fight a week ago against Nate Diaz on no notice. That's the entire evidence. He took a scale, he took a picture of a scale of what he weighed, which off the top of my head was 176.6 pounds. He tried to catch a plane and go fight Nate Diaz, and people are saying that he was doing that to avoid the fight with Chandler. I don't see the tie-in. I don't know how fighting Nate a week ago even pertains to a fight in November at Madison Square Garden. I just don't see that. And I'm open to it. But I do think that it's a misunderstanding. Guys, I got to shove this back on you. I don't think this is on Poirier. I think this is on you. I think you're misunderstanding. Poirier would do them both. Poirier would have caught that jet out to T-Mobile and would have had some business with Nate Diaz. It would not have precluded him. Like, he would not have said as part of, okay, I'm not going to show up and fight Chandler. Okay, the Chandler thing's off. We're doing this instead. Like, that would never leave Dustin Poirier's mouth. Dustin was trying to get another match. And I could personalize this. I had this happen to me. You know, a lot of people's dream is to fight at home. I share that as well. Even as I go to bed at night, I still have my fantasies, right? I'm still 17 in my head. You guys can relate to that. But when I do that, I still do have that fantasy of fighting at home. And the UFC was coming out. I was under contract. Boom, I got to fight that night. Pay-per-view, I'm on the main card. And I end up doing a favor. So I've got a signed contract. I'm training. I'm preparing for that. It's a couple of months out, few months out. I do a favor, and I take a fight on short notice. And it was 21 days away, 20 days till the weigh-in. I had 36.2 pounds to lose. I've told you that tale many times. The hardest physical thing I've ever done in my life was losing that 36.2 pounds in 20 days. But I'm still doing a favor. And Joe Silva said something beautiful to me. He said, you know, Chael, Chael, a guy like you is worth his weight in gold. And I was hurting. It was on weigh-in day. I was laying down. I was looking up at him, and I didn't know what it meant. But I knew it was nice. I knew I wanted him to finish the thought. I like to have my strong points pointed out like anybody. And he said, nobody will take fights on short notice. To have someone like you that we can count on, that will do it, that shows up, that makes weight, really appreciate it. Just nicest thing Joe Silva's ever said to me. And I got a great relationship with Joe. That was the nicest thing he's ever said to me. Okay. He cancels my fight in Portland. I didn't know that. I didn't know stepping in and doing a favor was going to make this fight go bye-bye. I just didn't understand that. And Joe said, well, of course you would understand. I owe you a fight. I'm giving you a fight. I'm giving you this fight, so it takes away from that fight. I didn't understand that. Now, I still would have done it. I still would have done them the favor, but then I didn't get a fight at home. I didn't get to participate on that card. But this was a real pay thing for me at that time. I mean, it really mattered. My lights being on, my lights being off, directly involved in getting in that octagon and then having success before I left it. That was just the truth. So I thought I was going to get both. I thought I was double dipping, and I'm just sharing with you. I guarantee Dustin Poirier never thought if I go and fight Nate Diaz, if I fly out there tonight, if I do the favor, if I get these 6.6 pounds off, that I then don't fight Chandler. As a matter of fact, I think you're misremembering the story. Dustin Poirier is the one that called for this fight. And as this fight gets closer, yeah, we got some time on the clock here. We're going to revisit this story but we're still going to tell it the way that it happened. Don't forget, Dustin Poirier is the one that was mad at Chandler. Chandler didn't call for this fight. As a matter of fact, that's what pissed Poirier off. I think you're forgetting that part of the story. Michael Chandler finishes up business against Tony Ferguson. He grabs the microphone, he just burns the house down. It was one of the great spots in history for post-fight interviews, but in the process of doing that, he spread it around. He called out 3 or 4 different guys. He called out Oliveira. He wanted a rematch with Gaethje. He called out Conor McGregor. He called out a bunch of guys he did not call out. Poirier was mad that he wasn't called out. I've never seen Dustin Poirier mad. I have known Dustin personally, since 2011, I'd never seen him mad except at Chandler for not challenging him. Now, I've seen guys get pissed. I've had heat with guys because I called them or I said something on a microphone. I've never had somebody upset with me or want to fight me because I failed to challenge them, mention them, or give them a smack in the media. It's the first time I've ever, think about it from this perspective, right? I don't want the story to change. I don't want this Diaz and this, I don't want any part of that. I want this off the underground. I want that thread taken down. I don't agree with it. It's not true, and you're going to miss the good story here. We still don't know why that upset Poirier. We probably won't know until fight week when we get to the scrums and the press conference where somebody can finally ask him, why are you mad that he didn't challenge you? It's the best part of the story. Don't change this story. Don't do that. Don't do it to me because I'm looking forward to this fight. But I'm also looking forward to hearing what Poirier's answer to that question is going to be.